Taurians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of June, right through to the end of July 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I'm using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know regarding their career situation at this time? Can you please show them the way regarding their financial situation as well? What do they need to be aware of? Personally, regarding their finances, but also in terms of their career path at this moment in time, the trajectory that they're on. Please show them the future, what they are meant to see regarding the path ahead. So we have the Sun card, we have the Emperor energy, and we also have the High Priestess. So you're making some very intuitive moves in order to reach for something more in your career sector, but also in terms of leveling up when it comes to your finances. I mean, the Sun card is your protagonist energy. Now, of course, I'm going to get all of your cards first, but this can indicate that you're shining a spotlight on something, trying to get clear on it, you know, really developing an idea at this time. A lot of you with that Ten of Pentacles clarifying that Sun energy can indicate that you're brainstorming right now in order to make more money or be on a path in order to increase your finances to benefit you and your family. Some of you may be even looking into financial structures at this time because the Ten of Pentacles can be an energy of family wealth or some sort of structure or family generational kind of structure, as it were. With that Emperor energy, some of you may get advice on how to structure some sort of venture in order to protect your finances in some sort of like a legal holding, for example. But also it can indicate that, you know, you have dependents and you are making sure that you make enough money in order to cover bills and, you know, really think about your financial future when it comes to your 401k. So I feel like you're all in on something. I mean, some of you may have a family business that you're part of, and there could have been some challenges there. I see an energy here of perhaps someone stepping down in some sort of career. Like it could be a family business, perhaps a parent or guardian or someone who ran the business for years is stepping down and now you're taking the leadership role there. For some of you, it could be if you work in a company that someone who's been in the establishment for a very long time is stepping down. I feel this person, they could be retiring. But a lot of you, I feel this opens doors for you to step into a new role. So there could be some restructure going on in a company. A lot of you may also be looking into real estate as a valuable opportunity to grow your wealth, invest money, but also utilize it in order to accumulate more. So please take it as it resonates right now. I definitely see here you have money on your mind, okay, and your mind on your money. So a lot of you could be stricter when it comes to your strategy, your savings opportunities as well there. We have the moon. I'm loving this. Look at this. You start with the sun energy, which is your intention. You end as an outcome with the sun energy, which means you're very goal-oriented. You reach your goal. Whatever it is you focus on at this time, it will flourish and thrive and be very abundant for you. And we've got the Page of Wands. Some of you could be launching or revealing a new aspect of your business, branching out in some way, or it could be that, you know, you are thinking about some sort of complementary new beginning. So it could be that you're doing something that brings in the finances right now, but a lot of you could actually be looking at, you know, some new creative endeavor that will run alongside whatever it is that you do, because we do have that moon energy right here, which I'll show you right now there. The moon can be duality. It can be that there's something that brings a lot of comfort, that is sustainable, for example, a long-term position, but it can also indicate that you're exploring right now a more independent side. You may be thinking about being creative and launching an endeavor that is running alongside whatever it is that you do, bringing in second streams of money, because the Ten of Pentacles can indicate how can you focus on your finances at this time and bring in more wealth. And the sun energy is, you know, how can I grow this opportunity? How can I expand on what you have already? So I feel a lot of you are looking into that at this time. But ultimately, let's get to the majority energy here. I feel this is about you trying to be really positive, to reach for something more in your career. You're putting a lot of energy and time into something. You're being very diligent there with that Emperor energy as well, very structured. Some of you, if you've just come back from a vacation, for example, it could be that you're getting serious about getting back in the hot seat and making some intuitive decisions in your career sector that sees you really step up or move into a new level. I mean, if you've just come to this reading and you're currently out of work or you were made redundant, for example, I definitely see here that for some of you, the right opportunity is coming towards you there. I feel with that moon energy, you don't see this coming. Intuitively, you can feel a change though. And as you can see there, we've got that Page of Wands energy, which indicates a new role or a new endeavor, something that you're enthusiastic about. Pages bring news. So I would definitely say here you're going to see some activity when it comes to a new endeavor or a role coming in for you. And I feel for a lot of you, it paves the way to something more. I feel like you'll staircase and flourish in this industry. You can migrate your skills and you really make a difference in this role, okay? Some of you, as you've been waiting for an opportunity to come in, you may have been thinking about going solo or launching something creative in the meantime. And this is also going to take off. So a lot of you could be doing two things and it kind of like complements each other there. But we have illumination in this card there. So this is getting clear on what necessary steps you need to take to be structured, be diligent with your time. You're making a real effort. And a lot of you are exhausted. You know, we got the King of Wands, which means you're inspired, you're taking action on something. But the Hierophant in the resistance position and the Two of Cups, you know, it is in the resistance position at first. So it can indicate that some of you are contemplating, even though you're exhausted, you feel like something has run its course, or you've hit a plateau, you've reached the top of your game, or the top of the opportunity, a glass ceiling as it were, and you want to reach for more. You want to move to the next level, but you may feel somehow you've plateaued where you're at right now, and it may require you separating from a position that you ultimately liked. You know, I feel like there's an energy of liking a lot of the tasks and responsibilities that you have, but perhaps you don't like the management for some of you, or it could be an archaic system and you feel like you want to grow in something that's more kind of relevant at this time. A lot of you could be separating in order to either go your own way or even, you know, take on this new opportunity. So if you're putting your resume out there, finding new roles coming on in, I feel, there is one that is the dream job, something that you'll be totally loyal to. It's exciting. It feels very fast paced. It feels explorative in its nature, which means, you can branch off in different ways. I mean, even if you work for yourself, you're an independent worker, sole trader, it could be that you are, having lots of new ideas, inspired to try new things, a new style or a new product, or get something out there, a new idea, as it were, in order to have further reach when it comes to whatever it is that you're doing, because the Sun is an expensive card. So it tells me that you're locked onto an idea. You can see things really clearly. Now you're taking the necessary steps. It's almost like, even though you are exhausted because of the cards that are in the resistance position, nothing is going to stop you from reaching your goals in the next 6 weeks. I feel there's an energy here of being all in, as it were, and transforming your working environment, being on top of your game, completing tasks to a high degree. You're someone who has a lot of successful cards right now, and that Ten of Pentacles can indicate that you are really focused on your knowledge, expanding your reach when it comes to your industry. Now, of course, the Ten of Pentacles can indicate as well that you're being really savvy with your finances. In the water right now, I'm seeing a little bumblebee, okay? So this tells me that you're going to be in service to your calling or to your goals, but also that there's a flurry of activity. It feels like some of you may be brainstorming new ideas and implementing this knowledge to structure something or create something that will bring reward. Whenever you think about a bee, there is the hive, there's a structure there, and it can be that you're working towards a common goal, which is, of course, finances, stability. Maybe some of you are trying to purchase a home at this time, or you've just purchased a home, perhaps just got a mortgage, for example, for some of you, or you're renting a new property, and it's an indication here that you want to be financially free and independent, and you're working hard towards making that happen. And of course, the honey, when you come to a bee energy, the honey is a sweet reward. So it indicates that there is a payoff with that Ten of Pentacles. Now, a lot of you have more money on your mind, so this could be a really important time for you to create a financial structure personally when it comes to your finances. And you may be looking at structure, as I said, generational wealth there, but you may be having new money making ideas in order to double the dough, as it were. The Ten of Pentacles indicates a lot of you are very involved in whatever it is that you do. You are diligent, you are determined, and I feel you're fully invested in your tasks, your responsibilities, and I feel some of you are working really hard to pool all your resources towards a large purchase if you haven't already purchased this property or car. I feel it could also be a big vacation for some of you, but that Ten of Pentacles indicates that you're thinking about your legacy in your career. You're thinking about what you stand for, your reputation, and I see that your reputation is increasing as someone who is destined for the top. This figure is reaching for something more, and you can see it in your visions. It's going to happen, and you're all in with that Ten of Pentacles. You're fully invested. You're making an effort on the earthly plane there, and I feel people can see that. There's definitely an energy, if you work for a company, that there are people in positions of power and authority, hierarchical systems here, who are noticing what you are about and what you are doing right now. And I feel with this Two of Cups energy, because it will go into the upright, they may offer you some sort of partnership. So you may make partner if you work in a corporate environment, or it could be that you're offered an opportunity to figurehead a department or have more responsibility in the working environment because you're capable, and there is more money that comes with that as well. The Two of Cups can be an agreement. It can be a new contract there as well. So if you are looking for a role, I see like a managerial type role. I feel like there's two opportunities here. One has more status, more responsibility, and feels very sort of like standalone position. Almost like you govern people, or you're joining a company, or even some sort of endeavor where you work alone. And you may connect to other people from time to time, but there is something else, another role that's coming in, which feels, I don't want to say a startup role, but it could be in a different arena, or you're migrating skills into a different sector, as it were. it still feels like a very prominent role, but it could be something new to you where you're learning new skills, and it feels more exciting that every day is not the same somehow, and it's thrilling, and you're more excited about that, and you may explore that opportunity over the other. So if you're looking for something new, I feel there is a choice coming in for you, but ultimately you will sign a contract. The contract may be slightly delayed, okay, or there may be a delay in interviews, or second, third, or last interviews. There may be a slight delay in that, and I feel for some of you, the delay is not to be disappointed at, because I feel the delay is because someone who is very influential and has a say in the hiring process is absent at this time, and you just have to wait for that person to come on in and give you the final interview, for example. So that's coming through there as well. But if you work for yourself, if you're an independent worker, this could be that you're building a structure, you're recognizing that you're self-made. When you work for yourself, it's thrilling, it's exciting, but it is 24/7 because you care so much about what it is that you do. So you're always on, always having ideas, always thinking about the next steps, structuring things, hunting down information. A lot of you are submerging yourself in new knowledge over the next coming weeks in order to enter new pay grades. And some of you, there is this energy with that King of Wands. You could launch something that you've been working on for quite some time. You're revealing it now, getting it online to be downloaded, or perhaps, taking charge of it to shape it in a way where it's ready to be sold or ready to be viewed, whatever it is that you do. Because, King of Wands is an influencer energy. So a lot of you are thinking about entrepreneurship at this time. You could be someone who is thinking about being your own boss, putting some sort of legal structure in place to, create an entity so that it protects your wealth, but also is financially viable for you. King of Wands energy can also be that you are an influencer, and even if you don't work, as an influencer online or in social media or in a certain industry, it can be that you're taking the necessary steps to influence your career path. You're passionate about what you do. You're leading with passion. You're all in, and you're someone who is naturally gifted and destined for the top. This is a successful card. It means you've got great ideas, and you're looking at the bigger picture at this time. And I feel that this means you have a bold energy about you, you're go-getting, you're goal-setting, but also it indicates that you have a vision. And that vision is something you're reaching for right now, and you're going to make it happen. You're destined to be successful in this vision, and it's something that you are instinctively moving through and towards at this time, and there's going to be a breakthrough with this as well, okay, whatever this is. So definitely if you're a creative person at this time, I see all your creativity and activities starting to really flourish, even in uncertain times, because the moon energy is there as well. Now also, no matter what you do in your career right now, a lot of you with that moon energy, you're looking at things that drain you or make you feel a little bit clouded, uncertain, or cautious, or even a little bit worried, because the moon card can be to put your worries into perspective. You may be worried that, economically things are volatile at this time. You're trying to protect your finances, protect your position. For example, the Emperor is a protector when it comes to finances or positions. Some of you, because there is a legacy card here and the Emperor, you may be looking at retirement, your 401ks. You may be feeling that, when you invest in your 401k, there tends to be a bit of a dip. And then suddenly your money goes down a little bit, or you feel that things are fluctuating and you're a little bit anxious about these fluctuations. But I do see here the energy increasing to help your finances flourish again. So I feel there is an up and a down energy when it comes to 401ks. And I feel like you're very instinctive about how you manage your portfolio or your inheritance, for example, for your future. Now, of course, some of you may be retired at this time and you've come to this reading regarding finances. And even if you're not retired and you're just saying, hey, Baba, cut to the chase. What about the finances, okay? The Ten of Pentacles indicates that you are saving money or trying to. That's your intention, because the Ten of Pentacles there is in your protagonist energy. You're thinking about your family. You're thinking about your soul tribe. You're thinking about your security. You're thinking about stability there. And the moon energy can indicate caution. especially when it is partnered with that High Priestess energy. So some of you may be thinking, even in retirement, about doing something creative that you're doing for you, that you enjoy for you. But actually, it may be something that is a creative hobby or endeavor that you think, hey, I could actually put this online and maybe sell it. So it could be something like that. For some of you, it could be that, you know, you're thinking about real estate as your nest egg in order to retire. But let me just pull a quick card on that, because Ten of Pentacles, you are focused on your finances. But the Page of Wands, there's some sort of adventure or some sort of travel or opportunity, and you're just being clever with your finances. So you could be finding better deals. I mean, Ten of Pentacles can indicate that you're attracting more wealth, hoarding money in order to be able to save. I mean, of course, you're thinking about your home life, you're thinking about traditions, you're thinking about, you know, your legacy when it comes to money and your savings pot, as it were. And things are challenging right now economically, you know, all the inflation when it comes to items that you purchase. You know, they may say everywhere, oh yeah, things are getting better. And you're like, well, the prices of things are like kind of staying the same or increasing. Some might be going down, but, you know, others are retaining it. So it could be that you're seeing things nibble away at your finances and you're a little bit worried about that, because the Moon card can be a worry card, but it can also be like a hidden opportunity about to wing its way towards you that puts a spring in your step. You know, a lot of you, especially if you are someone who is thinking about the duality of working or money, it can be that you're doing something that you set up that becomes automated and just ticks on over in the background. You don't even have to think about it. So you could be utilizing, you know, certain platforms, your knowledge with that Ten of Pentacles. You're very knowledgeable about something, no matter whether you're still in a career or industry, or whether you're retired, or whether you're actually just waiting for an opportunity to come on in. You know, you have natural knowledge and talent, but also you have acquired knowledge, and you could utilize that to create some sort of handbook or manual, or even like a vlog or video on how to do something, and people want that information, and you may charge like a price for it or even a premium for it, for example. And these may be things that you're exploring at this time. We have the Seven of Cups, looking at your options, Queen of Wands, taking action. For some of you, because there is a King and a Queen of Wands here, but also a Two of Cups, it could be that you are thinking about some sort of endeavor with a family member or soul tribe member at this time, you know, a business partnership, as it were. Look at your options when it comes to that. Always put some sort of contract in place, even if you trust this person with your life. When it comes to business, people get pressurized. People, you know, they perhaps don't know their responsibilities. It's assumed that you're going to do that, I'm going to do this, and together we'll meet in the middle. But it can be a little bit convoluted. But when you have a contract in place, it says, hey, you're doing this, I'm doing that, and if you don't do this, then, you know, you're breaking the contract, or you're not allowing it to all be left to you. So it's really important, always have a contract when it comes to business. But the Seven of Cups can indicate a lot of you with that Moon energy, you're feeling a bit scattered, or there's so much to do, you're really exhausted, you're depleted, and still you have to bring your A game, because the Seven of Cups, there's a lot to focus on right now. So it can indicate that, you know, no matter where you turn, as soon as you finish or complete something, you're on to the next. There's that flurry of activity. But you may be looking at your options right now to see if there's a better way, because, you know, there is a wolf there on this card. Normally there's a dog and a wolf on the Moon card, but this one is only a wolf, and that can indicate Pathfinder energy, that you're looking at your options right now. You're a little bit cautious about the economy or the way things have been fluctuating. You may feel instinctively in the pit of your gut instinct that there are changes afoot in the future. And some of you with that leadership energy in the resistance position, it can indicate that you have, you know, a healthy mistrust of structures or perhaps governing bodies, for example, and you're just making sure intuitively you kind of honor a protective kind of process to protect your finances or protect your position. Could be that you're creating like a plan B or C, as it were, but I feel like you're in a really great position looking at the energy. I mean, the Queen of Wands tells me you're having a glow up in your industry. You're magnetic. You're drawing opportunities towards you at this time. And it may not feel like it because I feel some of you, I mean, there's 2 fire cards here and you've got the sun energy, which is a heat. It feels like the heat is on and you've walked through fire to get where you are right now. But I feel you're about to turn a corner and things are going to get really real where there is reward attached to this. Suddenly you're having that magnetism where people are paying attention to whatever it is that you're doing right now. And I feel you're inspired and people want to collaborate with you. So some of you, this collaboration could be a social media platform or a brand deal. For some of you, it could be a company you've always wanted to work for or with. Could be that you've always wanted to partner up with a certain person. Some of you, you could be in some way connected to the public eye because you have the Sun card twice, or perhaps you are connected to some industry where you manage famous people, or you are service where someone famous or well-known comes towards you or utilizes your skill set. But a lot of you, this can be you promoting whatever it is that you do or being seen for what you do. So no matter what industry you find yourself in, I feel people are noticing that you're destined for the top. And even though it's exhausting, you're finding your way. And some of you, as you can see, there is this energy because we have the Hierophant. It's in the resistance position, okay? And it can indicate that, yeah, there's a path, a tried and tested path, but some of you may be deciding to do something really unique and different, and you're bucking a trend in some way. You're doing it your way, I just heard, and I'm hearing, thank you so much, I'm so grateful, very famous song, I Did It My Way, Frank Sinatra there. There's something here, maybe a lot of people are giving you information or kind of like giving you their input, but ultimately you're doing it your way. Now, of course, some of you, not all of you, but this is the Emperor and it's in the resistance position at first, so it's like you got it in the reverse. Some of you may encounter a very challenging person over the next coming weeks and months there. But the way you deal with it, I feel like you are someone who is very professional. You are someone who remains positive, but invested in the conversation. And the King of Wands, you take charge of it, whatever it is. So whether this is a difficult client, difficult customer, whether it's a difficult boss or, someone in the industry, even if you're going for an interview and you're like, wow, this person is like super rude. I feel it could be a test if you're going for an interview, so just watch out for that. Of course, if anyone oversteps a mark, pull them up on it diplomatically, professionally, call them out on it because your professionalism highlights, their abruptness, their rudeness, or their incompetence, as it were. So I feel for some of you, there may be a power struggle or power play, but I feel like you're really clever and you nip it in the bud, okay, whatever this is. But ultimately, when you apply this card to your personal energy, it can be that there's a project that you've been meaning to get off the ground in some way, and you're totally going to lead with it this month. You're passionate about it. I mean, the fact that you got a King and Queen of Wands there in 2 different decks, it can indicate some sort of like partnership deal, contract, or an alignment with something that you're passionate about. So it could be that, you're really creative and someone like an agent or a publisher or someone who can help you get to where you want to be in your industry steps in and says, hey, you're awesome and I really want to help you in some way. I want to give you a platform to showcase your skills, for example. So I feel a lot of you could have that happen to you in the next coming weeks. But ultimately, this is your energy, which means that you're bossing up in some way and you're building your empire. So I feel like slowly but surely, you're diligently working towards something. And, power moves in silence. You've got the High Priestess energy as an outcome energy. So I feel although you will like showcase your skills, you'll allow your talent to speak for itself. You're not here to brag about anything. I feel naturally people can see that what you do is awesome. And I feel there is an energy here of attracting more to you because, I was clarifying that 10 of Pentacles there in terms of your wealth, because you're starting strong with the Ten of Pentacles. So you have a savings plan. But the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Cups can indicate that you're looking at your options in order to attract more. You're definitely reaching for something in the next coming weeks. And I feel that you're building on what you already have. It's like a foundation that you've set. And I feel like you're serious, because the Emperor is a very strict card. You're strict with your goals. You're very goal oriented. And I feel like you're remaining on target there. Now, the Hierophant can also indicate new knowledge coming your way. Okay. But also from this new knowledge comes a very original idea. Okay. So this could be that, you know, for some of you, not all of you, there could be someone who you see as an influencer in the industry that you're working in right now, whether it is a CEO of a company, whether it is a high-flying boss, you know, who's well known in your industry, whether it's a famous artist, musician, performer, writer, whatever it is that you do, caterer, you know, it can be that you're witnessing how they did it, their rise to the top. And it can be that to some degree you're following in their footsteps because you're going to be equally successful. However, you've got unique ideas on how to do things just a little bit differently. So I feel there is this bucking of a trend with this card in this position, but also this is about you having faith in your next steps. And I definitely see here that some of you are learning that the path to the top is a very lonely place indeed, you know, because people, when they see your successes, they treat you differently, but also the focus it requires for you to get to the top is very intense. And it indicates a lot of you may need to withdraw in silence to work on a project, and you're going to the top. There's no doubt about it, okay? Those footsteps, they lead to the top. But, you know, I feel at the top there is this presiding energy of feeling really proud of yourself, but it can indicate you have to limit distractions, you have to remove yourself often in order to focus and go that extra mile. And that's something that I feel like you're totally doing this month as well. I mean, this card in this position can also indicate that you're exhausted, have felt overloaded, overwhelmed in the energy, and you feel structure is going to work really well for you over the next coming weeks, creating some sort of schedule or to-do list where you are completely on it, ticking everything off there and feeling really proud of yourself that you did so much as you close out the next 6 weeks. Now, with the Two of Cups in this position, you know, it's in the reverse there. Some of you, not all of you, but the Hierophant with the Two of Cups in the resistance position can indicate that personally, some of you are going through either a divorce or a separation behind the scenes, and you're trying to launch yourself fully into work to keep your mind off things. And it may have been hard, but I feel like, you know, although you are going through some challenge right now, you know, it feels like the working environment is giving you some sort of relief that you're removing yourself or detaching thought-wise, so that you can keep your mind off things. Firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. I know it's a very challenging encounter this period, but I do see here you rising above things and learning to adapt, because the Moon card can be an adaptation card, learning to adapt, stand into your power, and really, you know, go after your ambitions. The Sun card twice is a very ambitious energy. So I feel a lot of you, your star is about to rise, your talent, your success. It's like you're going to the top. It's like now there is a breakthrough. And I feel that it's not a revenge energy. I want you to be aware of that, but it can be that, you know, your revenge is success. Okay, because I see a lot of success going on here. You're having a glow up in your career. Some of you may feel that sometimes when your career is going really well, your love life is not going as well, but I do see a balance of that. I feel there will be a balancing energy of that in the future there. For some of you, there may even be a work romance, okay? Some of you may actually uncover a romance in the working environment of someone else, and perhaps this other person is married or they're connected to other people. So you may judge this, or you may keep this secret with that High Priestess there. It can be that, you know, you're uncertain about what to do with this information, but ultimately I feel a lot of you are like, you know what, I'm going to mind my own business. I'm judging a little bit. Sometimes we do, okay, but I feel you are kind of removing yourself from that energy and going, okay, I don't want to get caught in the crossfire, especially if these two people are people you have to work with. You know, there is a potential that this could get very chaotic and messy. okay? And I feel with the moon energy and the high priestess, you're removing yourself from this potential drama that will go down because you don't want to be in the middle of this. So some of you could actually uncover that. And also, there could be this energy of someone being really unprofessional, especially at a work event, even if you're, an independent worker or, you're a sole trader, for example. There could be someone who is unprofessional and, basically tries to exert their sensuality onto you, shall we say. And I feel like looking at the energy, you're withdrawing, so you're not really interested in this person or this situation. So I feel, you could be removing yourself. You may even feel it's a little bit eggy afterwards, but actually this person's gonna have more regrets than you do. This person's got a lot of power or clout, and at first you may feel that it will try to eclipse your career in some way or be negative because you turn this person down. But ultimately, you cannot eclipse talent. You cannot eclipse, success that's meant to happen, that's destined to be. So I feel you're going to shine anyway. I want you to be aware of that. Ultimately, I feel this person has no real power to influence your career negatively, okay? I feel this is, with the moon energy, it's like they've been unfair, and I feel that they will suffer an embarrassment more than anything, and I feel they'll kind of just leave it there and walk away, okay? But do bring it to HR if this person is continuously overstepping a mark. I feel, of course, HR would be compassionate. However, they tend to be for the company. So I feel if this person's got a lot of clout, I feel it will be a long, slow process. And actually, this person, looking at the energy, I feel they'll log it, they'll make a document of it, but ultimately the moon energy indicates that there will be a pause, and then I think this person will do it to somebody else. And then when they've got like a document of two people having experienced the same thing, then there is that spark, that catalyst for change, okay? So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move that away from my energy and disconnect. Two of Cups ultimately means that you're attracting something you've desired for a long time that you don't have just yet. That which you feel like you lack, whether this is tools, opportunities, money, there's all this energy here where you're summoning the strength to reach for something more. And therefore, on the other side, you shall have it. This is a magnetism card, and you have a lot of cards that indicate that you have gravitas. You have a personal power right now, that you're magnetizing opportunities. You got great ideas. You're diligent. You're hardworking. And it's all going to take shape for you there as well. And a lot of you could be working in secret because, of course, there is a keyhole there. So this can indicate you're unlocking doors in secret. You're not shouting about something, but you may reveal something or launch something. I mean, some of you may even be secretly setting up your own business behind the scenes, and you're about to launch it or you're about to start it up in some way. But it is an intuition card, so I feel like you're being very instinctive and making great moves in your industry. But also this is a card of caution. So it can indicate with that moon energy that you're uncertain about the future of your industry, or you are not sure how something's going to work out for you, but that's not going to derail you from moving forward and making your decisions, okay? I feel like you may try something out no matter what. There's no such thing as failure, only a learning curve of how to make some adjustments and make a difference. So I feel here, if you have experienced some sort of rejection, it was protection and redirection, but also a learning curve for you to build upon, a platform to springboard you towards the success that's coming in your future. I mean, some of you with this High Priestess energy, you could be quietly making moves to detach or separate from a position or a company in order to go your own way, go solo, or even partner up with a new endeavor there. Because this card is separation in this position, but it will go into the upright, which means a reconnection with something that, benefits you better. I feel there's an energy here of you leaving something that's not fulfilling in order to step into something that is way more fulfilling than ever before. Contract energy. Now, of course, a lot of you looking at like paperwork, the mundanity of the everyday structure, your responsibilities and tasks, and you're quietly and diligently sort of moving towards these things and completing them. It feels a little bit like, you're maintaining and sustaining at this time, but the moon energy hits a little bit different because it's an outcome energy. It can indicate a sudden opportunity or a sudden change that at first feels a little bit daunting, but actually it's very rewarding because the sun is there and the page Page of Wands. So it could be, you know, you launching a creative endeavor or changing a style or doing something different that actually opens up a portal of opportunity for you to expand on. For some of you, it could be if you work for a company that suddenly there's a new project or a new department or a new branch opening up, and you know, you may be asked to be involved in some way. The moon energy is the universe orchestrating opportunities behind the scenes to show up at the right time. So you may be feeling that it's the same old thing, just a different day, but suddenly something's being offered to you, because we do have that Page of Wands. Now, pages bring news. It's an offering, an opportunity for you to grab onto something that you're passionate about. But this is also you locked onto your sense of purpose with this card. You know, the Page of Wands indicates you're eager to take the next steps where you were uncertain. So I feel like there is a pathway being opened up to you to kind of like move through something that has been challenging, but you're destined for the top. You know, those footsteps, they lead to the top of the mountain. Can indicate that you are problem solving or overcoming something that was challenging, and now you're on top and you can see the bigger picture because everything is coming together there for you. But the Page of Wands is a very explorative time. Maybe new tools, new computer programs, new ways of working, new spreadsheets or new filing systems. Something new is happening here for you with that page. And I feel like this is you being bold and daring and, you know, being spontaneous as well. Of course, the moon and the Page of Wands can indicate volatile energy or changes or kind of like shifts going on in your working environment. But I feel like you have the potential for it to be that catalyst for change for the better for you. So if there are changes going on behind the scenes, I feel like they benefit you a lot more than you initially think. And if you're someone who works for yourself, for example, it could be that you're trying something out and you just don't know how it's going to go right now. You're a little bit cautious. Could be that you're rearranging your prices, or, you know, you're shifting your niche when it comes to your client base, or whatever it is, you're branching out and you're not sure, but you're excited to just try something a little bit different. So it keeps things fresh for you. And I feel this leads you to, you know, growth in your industry. I mean, the Sun card indicates a lot of prosperity, you keeping your eye on your tasks and responsibilities, investing in something and really nourishing it towards success. I mean, this is a success card. It indicates that things take a positive turn for you. There's a lot of raw energy and passion that you're putting into whatever it is that you do. And if you've had any conflicts with anyone in the working environment, even if it is a service provider, it doesn't have to be someone you work with. You know, it can be if you work from home, for example, and your neighborhood has been extra loud. Maybe your neighbor has been doing DIY, or, you know, you cannot concentrate because there's been a lot of noise. It could be that things dissipate over the next coming weeks and months and it just feels calmer. There may even be a conversation with that person where you're like, you know what, I work from home, and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. And you're like, yeah, you know, I put in the hours and it's hard, but it's rewarding. And suddenly they go off and think, wow, I've been pretty noisy recently. Hope it isn't distracting. So they are more mindful of how they conduct themselves when you're working, for example. So I feel things start to take a positive turn for you there. Now, of course, not everybody works from home. This can be also any distractions or any disruptions you've been encountering. I feel things get a little bit easier there for you, and this is a time of flourishing. It's a time of clarity. It's a time of freedom. A lot of you are working towards financial independence, especially since we have that 10 of Pentacles there. You could be locked into like a mortgage, for example, and you're focused on taking down debt, or you're finally completing your mortgage cycle and you're free of that, you know, financial endeavor, shall we say, and now you're looking at new opportunities to invest in, or you're just enjoying financial freedom. But I feel that, of course, is a thing that's on your mind. Financial freedom, independence, security, building your empire, intuitively making some different moves in your industry to branch out. You're not sure how it's going to go, but it leads towards success, fulfillment. And for some of you, it's all about structure and being more careful with your time. We've got potential, trying out your wings, which can indicate a trial period on something, reaching new heights, construct, you are a tower of power, and we've got affluence. So your intention is affluence, more money, doubling that dough. And looking at another deck, A different deck is highlighting that you are working hard to increase your wealth and you're creating a structure that will benefit you and your family long term. We have potential there. Okay, and it says trying out your wings. And budding talent, restlessness, air travel, upward progress. So definitely the trajectory is upwards. I feel this is about you reaching for something and accomplishing it. I mean, this figure is reaching for the sun, and the sun is the outcome. You're on the path. You're moving closer than ever before. But it can indicate that some of you felt a little bit restless because the opportunities were not forthcoming, or there was a little bit of a lull. You're exhausted, but you're still moving through, and you're still bringing your A game and are fully invested. And of course, there's two dragonflies there, so this can indicate you and another person, or you and a platform that you connect to. It doesn't always have to be a person. It can be, you know, a vehicle of change, or some sort of like social media platform or brand deal or company that enables you to get to where you want to go or aspire and achieve whatever it is you set out to do. It's a partnership, an alliance, or a contract, or even an agreement. Whatever it is, you're attracting more. Whatever you're giving out right now, I feel like you are going to receive it back like a boomerang. But it says here, new heights. Okay, the ladder of success. It's hard to climb that ladder. You know, as I said, you've walked through fire to get through this. And I feel like you have put in the extra effort, and it's hard. And sometimes you've witnessed opportunities go to other people who perhaps did not even deserve it or work hard for it. But now it's your time, and you're going to see some sort of shift or change where everything that you're doing is like coming together there. You're building a business, or you're building your reputation, or you're building like your status in some way, and definitely building or trying to build on your financial pot there. And I feel that, you know, you are going to have an influx, as it says here, of more money there. But it says here, steady climb, solid ground, enduring something and exceeding your own expectations. So I feel like you're going to be really proud of yourself, all that you've invested, and you're definitely moving towards creating some sort of structure, because the Emperor is all about structure. And of course, the Tower in this deck is a construct. You know, this can be a legal structure. It can be you putting the final pieces in to build something. It can also be like real estate, as it were. But it says here, Tower of Power. That's what you are, my beautiful Taurians. Corporate. That's probably why I mentioned it briefly there, but it doesn't have to be corporate. It can be, you know, that you are moving into some sort of high-ranking position. You know, I would say for some of you, if you're looking for a promotion, there is talk or a possibility of a promotion. If you're in a company already, there's talk about it. It may not be actioned. There's some uncertainty around it at first until someone is involved in the process. So it feels like there is a third person who's required to make some sort of necessary legal structure before you can step into it. But it is revealed to you as something that's on offer for you, and you will step into that role. You will celebrate that win, okay? But it may be revealed to you at this time. And for some of you, if you're looking for a new role, I feel like you move into a new role that has, you know, a new stature, a new status there, responsibility, and I feel like, you know, it's a really high-ranking position where you're very visible. I mean, whatever it is, you're visible as being someone who is destined for the top. And it says here, building, banking for some of you. I mean, some of you could be looking at where you bank right now and protecting your finances. The Emperor energy is a protector. So it could be that you're keeping an eye on any institutions of where you've held your finances and making sure that they are not like linked by license to other banking institutions that you also house your finances in, just in case there was ever any glitch. They're linked by license, so if one went down, the other one's going to go down with it potentially, you know, for example. So you could be looking into that at this moment in time. But it says here, pinnacle on top. So I feel like you are on the precipice of some sort of change here that sees you either launch something or take a leap of faith or build something that you're going to thank yourself for in the future. And finally, we have affluence. So that's, you know, building your empire, but also building a life of luxury. You like the finer things in life. And I feel like, you know, you are making sure that you save your finances in order to make a large purchase. And it's the best purchase. You know, you're not going to focus on quantity at this time. You're focusing on quality. And it says here, influx of abundance, quick cash, deep pockets, assets, patron, and money flow. So yeah, you definitely have your eyes on your financial prizes, and I feel like you are in the flow of either creating or launching some sort of new endeavor or idea that flows money back towards you. And some of you, because of that High Priestess, it could be something that you automate or something that just happens over there once you've set it up or constructed it in some way. And then, you know, it just brings in like a pool of finances there for you. So is there anything I'm being given here? I mean, for some of you, you may outsource some of your finances or your endeavors to an accountant at this time, or perhaps you are looking at your financial structure, getting receipts and, you know, documents in order to make sure that you complete like an end of year kind of review thing, because the High Priestess is review energy. Some of you, you're just thinking of your next steps in your career path, and you know, you're reviewing where you feel like you are right now and where you want to take things next. And I really feel you're taking it to the top. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Oh, okay, so we've got one. We've got the starfish, you know, branching out. You know, the star energy also indicates that some of you may be given the gift of knowledge in order to align with a goal or something you aspire to achieve. Also, some of you, if you've worked in a very toxic environment, you may be healing from that at this time. And I want you to be aware, if you're moving into a new environment, it is not going to be the same, okay? It feels more inclusive there as well. But the star energy is all about a brighter future to look forward to, success, alignment with goals and wishes, but you're putting the effort in. So, you know, you are self-made, and I feel like you should be really proud of yourself. And some of you may actually see a starfish as a logo or sign over the next coming weeks that indicates there is this influx, small increase in finances, perhaps talk about, you know, some sort of like raise or promotion or some sort of new income that is a potential or possibility. And, you know, you're taking your ideas and running with them, and intuitively you're making waves in your industry, and you will be seen as someone who is, as I said, they're high ranking or someone who has a lot of power in the industry that you are making waves in. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates for you, my beautiful Taurians. Thank you so much, and love and light.